Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to trading, you are told that you need to be disciplined every sense of the way. Any error you make, you either lack discipline because you did not follow your game plan. Take your game plan, they tell you. Write it down in a book. Write it down. That's going to help you follow it. Bullshit. It never works. You are a very important person to everyone around you. You have an effect on the people who love you. You have an effect on the people who care for you, and it's exactly those people who are going to lift you out of every single situation. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. You see, when you or your loved ones feel like you're treading water or you're trading and you're getting nowhere fast, you're almost doing it's like the cha-cha. You're doing one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. It's just at such a moment that you might appreciate hearing some words of wisdom. So, how do you choose these right words? How do I choose? I mean, what really separates a teacher from another teacher, a good teacher from another teacher, a good guru from another guru, is to have the ability to resonate words. The funniest thing is the teachers. That's what makes a good teacher. Unfortunately, the people in charge of education in this industry don't have, they shouldn't be teaching a thing because they suck at having their words resonate with others. They stutter, they hold back, they mimic and parrot the same old nonsense, but it doesn't resonate with you. I need to find words that resonate with you, words that when I tell you them, you're going to feel it and you're going to change. And that is exactly what I'm here to do. That's exactly what I'm here to do today for you. And, inside the market, running a room for so many years, I'll tell you right now that you have an effect on people around you. You can always be upbeat, you can always be positive, and that literally rubs off on other people. See, what happens is when you're in pain, everybody feels for you, everybody feels bad. When you truly love the people around you, it's hard to be happy when they're in pain. Look at me. Look at me when I'm having some of my biggest days ever. It's hard for me to even crack. It's hard for me to be happy. I mean, I'm not pulling down, but it's hard for me to be happy when I know so many others are suffering around me. So, what has been happening lately, ladies and gentlemen, is this market has really just been dropping. I mean, literally, you want to pull up the spiders. Literally, we were at all-time highs in Monday and Friday. I mean, Monday we hit 422.74, and on Friday 422.82. So between those 2 days, we were at the all-time highs and 8 cents off the all-time highs. And literally today, from being at 422.74 yesterday on the spiders, we hit 410.06. We literally dropped $12.68 in the spiders in 2 trading days, today, yesterday. And a lot of people, I've noticed a lot of people have been doing a lot better during this, like these up moves in the market that keep going up. But then all of a sudden, if you look at the spider since mid-April, just pretty much has just been sideways, just sideways, and then a little hiccup up, and then a big drop down. And you're not supposed to be able to thrive and do your best in every market condition. That wouldn't make you human. That would just make you a liar who's conforming to the Wall Street norms. I'm not saying you can't make money going long and short. That's not what I'm saying. But you're not supposed to be your best in every type of market. You can only be the best at one thing. So how could you be the best at several things, right? I mean, what are you best at? You can't list 10 things that you are best at. Okay, you could list one thing when it comes to trading that you are best at, and you might be good at other things, but you're the best at one thing. And good things are going to come. No matter how horrible you feel, know for sure that the tough times never last forever. It might sound trite to you, but like many expressions that eventually become norms and cliches, there's so much truth to it that people repeat it for its wisdom. There is light at the end of every tunnel, not the tunnel, every tunnel. And yes, there really is an end to the worst times, no matter how endless they feel. And worrying never does anyone any good. Worrying does not Worrying today does not empty your troubles of trading tomorrow. It empties the strength of today. So worrying does not empty tomorrow of its troubles, it empties today of its strength. Be sure to remember that there's a difference between worry and action. Okay? We must do what we can with the problem at hand, but aside from that, worry does us absolutely no good. Remember, tackle one small mountain at a time. And always don't forget the positive things. The person experiencing the hard times doesn't have to lie to themselves or make up bullshit. You should face reality head on and know that no matter how bad things are, they won't be this way forever. Alternately, though this may not seem to be much comfort for you on your losing days, there is a measure of peace in knowing that as bad as things are, yes, they really could be worse. Focus on, have you talked to anyone in Israel lately? Focus on the good things in life because, like fear, things for which to be grateful are just as real. Don't focus solely on what may have temporarily been lost. Oh, I missed this entry. I should have, could have, would have held longer. Recognize that the good is just as real as what's bad. And you have to recognize the challenge and do something about it. And I'm going to tell you what I did. If you were here this morning and you got here on time, right before the market, while the room was packed in, I literally showed you my share size. As a 22-year veteran, I changed my tier size to 500 shares and 5 option contracts as my default tier size, lowering it massively than what I am used to. And you know what? You know what? It worked. At around 2, 3 o'clock, well, 500 shares, 5 option contracts. I was up $5,000. I'm not, that's not even a P&L to be like, oh, I'm using it just as an example to show you what you could do with a little bit of discipline and some modest size. I'm showing you that making money in the market is as hard as you want it to be. And as difficult as some of the days are, that action is what saved my ass. And I will tell you with much love, and I love all of you. And my wife came to me today. And you know what my wife told me? She's like, Mark, hey, what's up? You all right? And I was like, no. And every time you tell your loved one this, they always feel like you had this like massive down day. It's like, oh, like they don't know what to say. Like, oh my God, is everything okay? Like, and then they start like, at least my wife, she starts like beating around the bush, like in a very loving, nice way. Well, how's your day? Was the market tough? I mean, what am I going to tell her? Yeah, baby, the market was tough. Amazon was giving me very poor price improvement on my put strategies, on my C strategies that I do. The puts weren't working that well. I was getting horrible price improvement. So when I was marketing in and out with a larger spread, it ended up biting me in the ass a few times, so I couldn't do it. Like, do you think I could actually tell my wife that? She'd look at me like I have 17. She would look at me like King effing Ghidorah from Godzilla with the 3 heads, like 3 dragon heads. She'd look at me, she'd be like, what? She's like, Mark, are you? She's gonna look in my room for like open whiteout bottles. She's gonna be scouring around. Is this bastard having the open whiteout bottles around here? Looking around my office. No, I had to tell her, you know. And when I told her I was up money today, she was, oh, well, that's great. She felt that because I told her how much money I was up and that it's a below average day for me, that she thought that that's why I was upset. As if I ever really gave an F what my P&L was. As if that really was what has been truly paining me this entire time. And you know what I told her? Do you guys want to know what I told her? Why? What was like wrong? Because she knows when something's wrong. I could be like nothing, sweetheart, and she gives me that look like like look who you talking to, Bart. Cut the shit out and tell me what's up. You know what I told her? I wasn't able to resonate with everybody I love. That's what I told her. That's what I told her. And you have to realize that from my perspective, when I come out and I share like, all right, I'm doing 500 shares, 500 shares and 5 option contracts, that when people start tearing up and I hear some people like, oh, I am, oh man, I lost some money on that. Oh, how heavy, you know, 20,000, 15,000 shares. And I'm sitting there like, what the F, mother, father? What the Ford Motor Company are you doing? And I'm sitting there and it bothers the F out of me. You know why? Because I'm not that person that says, well, I did everything I could. I literally said, today was a day to tear down. I literally said I thought we were going to rally today. I thought we were going to rally today off the open. That was what I said in the pre-market. I'm saying this in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people now. Like I'm not, you know, I don't fabricate bullshit. And you know, as I as I was like looking around and just saying this today, I realized I wasn't able to resonate with everyone. So sometimes, some people, I almost feel like some people like to rebel against the system. It's almost like when you have a little kid, and you know what? This was like me too. This is me growing up. Like, if your parents told you not to do something, you would do it. Some of you rebel girls out there, like, I want you to go with a nice Christian slash Jewish slash whatever religion you are boy. And then what do? You girls, you come home with this like total punk rocker, tatted up across his body, tongue ring, lip rings, facial piercing, right? Because you had to rebel against the system, right? Because you wanted what your parents didn't want for you. And I think I had a really good feeling of that today because I was in a situation where I see how it feels, and I'm wondering if people are just trying to rebel against me. And not most of you did green. Like I asked how you did. Most of you like green, 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 small green, green. Green. Yeah, not everyone makes money on any day, but most of you were positive on a day like today. Doing something about your situation could come in many shapes and forms. Perhaps there's this tangible step in which you can take. Perhaps you just have to, in this market time, wait it out. Either way, standing tall, proud, stoic will make you feel a whole lot better than freaking out or idling and worry and depression and, you know, getting, dragging your ass out of bed in a fetal position. Take an actionable step, even if it's just stepping outside ourselves to help others during this dire time. I need each and every one of you to know in this Newsbeat live room, and I don't talk out of my ass. I've been doing this effing job for 14 years, over 14 years as a guru, 22 years as an active day trader. I've been doing this shit, and you are the greatest group of people I have ever met in my entire life, bar none. Nobody comes, there's no close second. You are the greatest group of people I have ever met in my life. And I have to tell you, you're almost like a whole embodied living organism for me. And it's like if your foot hurts, your back is going to throw out, your posture is going to be off, right? If your tooth hurts, it's going to be hard to be happy. You're going to be miserable all day. That is how I feel about every one of you. So it's very important for you to know that as hard as it is to bite your tongue, that you need to just remain as relaxed as possible. It's okay to not talk if you're mad, but never, ever try to dump toxicity in the room or around. And this goes, forget about just the room, life in general, around the people who love you the most, who do the most for you, and will be the first people to look to drag you out of whatever hole that you have dug yourself into. Because the people around you are the most generous, loving, caring people I have ever met in my entire life. I don't say that lightly. I do not say that lightly. You guys make the community. You guys make the community. You guys believe in, you guys have the same ideals as me. You want to be part of this sort of mentality, this life. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Things aren't always going to be tough in the market. And take it from me, we're going to make it through this shit. You don't worry. It may have been said a million times to you, but believe me, I'm not the one who half asses you. What I am saying is actually effing true. Say these things to your family, to your friends, and mean what you say because you know it's true. You'll be amazed at how comforting words for hard times can have an astonishingly positive effect even in the midst of hardship. And don't you effing dare think about giving up. It's perfectly natural to be fearful of what you don't know. The goal here is to not let yourself lose control of the situation or panic to the point where the emotions are just completely running your life, ruining your life instead of your rational mindset behind the thing. After all, you're pretty effing alive, aren't you? Hopefully, God bless you, you're in good health. Hopefully, God bless you, your family is well fed. Hopefully, God bless you, you have a roof over your head. They all sound like, so what, Mark Melnick? I've had that shit my entire life. But how many people in the world have never had such luxuries? Be thankful for what you have, for the good in your life. You'd be amazed at how the simple act of gratitude can give you peace that you have never experienced or have known. Your hope can never be taken away. One thing that no one can ever take away from you is your hope. If ever, if ever, we must know that we must accept a finite, not infinite, but finite. We must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope. And that was, of course, from the great Martin Luther King Jr. Be the crazy one who holds on to hope and belief in oneself because I believe in you. I know you guys are phenomenal. And just when you're feeling like, it's funny, some of you traders, I find it funny. Here's a trader, in the room, like, oh, well, what do you, all right, I'm up $3.5 million in the past 12 months, but I'm down $50,000 for this month. And and you feel like the world is collapsing around you. And it's something that's just amazing. And it's natural. It's not because you're stupid or you're bad. You know, there's tremendous power in our words. There's tremendous powers in what we could do, and that's why we always do things to help others. And sometimes the best way for myself or you to forget your own troubles is extend a hand to someone who is in a worse situation than you. I mean, man, when I have a losing day, the first thing I want to do is go out and donate because I'll read a story about abused women, abused children, like looking for shelter, like some of the countless charities we've donated to and give money, and then like holy shit, it puts your life in an entire new perspective. And just when you thought you were having a horrible day because you gave back money and you traded, hopefully you traded stupidly. If you had a bad day, hopefully you traded stupidly, and you could identify hopefully what you did that was stupid, because that's fixable. Extend the hand to someone in a worse situation. Though you may not believe it, there are many, many people out there who have it way rougher than you do. Extend a hand in friendship. Do what you can to lighten the load. Even the little things, the small gestures, a few comforting words for hard times can lighten another person's burden. And you do not know what the people around you are going through. You might be sitting there as one of the very, very, from what I could see, way more common profitable traders than losing traders in this room. And you might be sitting there, maybe you're down $1,000 or $100 or $10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000 or whatever your day brought you. And I'll tell you right now, there's someone else in the room sitting there who never had a winning month, who's sitting there wishing they can make $2,000, $3,000 on the month, money that you can make blindfolded, handcuffed, in a straitjacket in a dark room. You could do that. Karma exists. That's something that I learned later in life. The good you do will come back to you. So don't be a stingy son of a bitch. And you're having a hard day, you're having a really hard day, it's hard for you to be positive. Positivity is a choice. Most things in life are a choice. We can choose how to react or respond to things. We could look for that silver lining. I'm having a bad day. You want to know what makes me happy? You want to know what makes me happy when I have a losing day? When I say, "How was your day?" and people are telling me they had a good day or they had a green day, that always makes me feel better. Just remember, a reaction is usually guided by tempers and emotions. This tends to promote worry. A response, however, can be whatever we want it to be. So why not search diligently for this silver lining? Remember, the sun will come out tomorrow. I think they made a corny song about that. About I think it was a girl, right? And like the sun will come out tomorrow, right? Is that how it goes? Yeah. Stick with my day job? Cool. I will. What are you going to do about it? When darkness comes creeping at your door next, what are you going to do to maintain that positivity around you? What are you going to do? There's an Irish proverb that says, "You've got to do your own growing, no matter how tall your grandfather was." So, no matter what somebody else is able to do or unable to do next to you, you have to do your own growing. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, and you could steer your ass any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are one who'll decide where to go. And you could go with us, and you will not be on your own, and we could take this journey together. No one is perfect. You're not supposed to be. That's why I guess pencils have erasers, right? um, I mean, you have to realize that what you do has an effect on the people around you. You want to know where your words don't matter? Your words don't matter when you're with a group of people who mostly don't give a shit about each other. That's where nobody cares about your words. That's where they say sticks and stones break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Psychologically and statistically, that is one of the biggest lies I've ever heard in my life. I understand the purpose of sticks and stones breaks my bones, so words will never hurt me. That was actually designed as an anti-bullying psychological technique in school. If somebody made fun of you, that you would just say sticks and stones break my bones, but words never hurt me. Bullshit. Words can cause tons of psychological abuse. Tons of psychological abuse. And if you are having that hard day, what do I do? What do I do? If you're having a hard day, what can I offer you? Tell me. You guys in the room. What do I offer you if you're having a hard day? You have to keep doing what you are meant to do as a trader. Do it when no one is watching. Do it when everyone is watching. Do it when you don't get recognition. Do it when you get noticed. Do it when you feel like it. Do it when you don't feel like it. Do it when it's easy. Do it when it's hard. That is what you're supposed to do as a trader. The right thing every single time. Sweat and hard work is like magic. You cover yourself in it daily to grant your wishes. And no matter what you're going through in the market, tough times never last, but tough people do. And maybe you just needed that one word of encouragement, which can be enough to spark someone's motivation with a difficult challenge that they're in right now. You know, you have to realize that wherever you are, you're going to make it through it. You're going to make it through it. You always do. You're here today. You are strong because you have been weak. You are fearless because you have been afraid. And you are wise because you have been foolish. Everything that you have gone through your entire life brought you to where you are today, and that will never change for the rest of your life. Sometimes you face difficulties in the market, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something right. And maybe you just have to accept that sometimes the market's going to be hard. Maybe if you're having a hard time, take my lead. Take my lead. You see me tearing down. What you know what the point of tearing down is? What do you think the point of tearing down is? You'll never guess it. You might be thinking the point of tearing down and the market and changing your tier size lower. It's not a punishment. It's not even risk management. It's tilt management. So when I said I'm reducing my options to this size and shares to this size, for example, when how many of you guys today hit the buy market button more than once? I did, but I did it correctly. How many did it more than once? Like click, 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 click. Holy shit, me too. Tons of you. That's why I tiered down. So when I want to go, you know, pedal to the metal, I'm not going to be as heavy. And the one thing you did today, my brother and whom I love, when you took 15,000 shares of Apple, is you didn't trade your stock, you didn't change your stock tier size. Your fingers still. I lost money in the CCL, I think, but that was okay. Um, yeah, but here, you know what happens? You know what the difference between 500 and 1,000 shares is? Usually, when you have 500 shares, you're more likely to click it so fast. We're talking about like tier size through Schwab where it adds on. So if when you have 500 shares, you're more likely psychologically to click it like a bunch of times fast. So let's say you click it 5 times. A lot of times you'll put in 4 orders for 500 shares, and then the fifth order will double you in, meaning you'll go from 500, you'll go 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 4,000, because you'll click it so fast with 500 shares psychologically that you'd probably get up to about 4,000 shares. But when you have 1,000 shares, what you don't realize, and this is going to teach you a new lesson today, what you don't realize is you'll click it a couple times and then you'll click it a few more times after after to give it so almost to subside. So you'll start with 1,000 to 2,000, but then when you go on, you'll immediately go 4,000, 8,000, 16,000. You had 16,000 shares? Exactly. Were you tiered for 1,000 shares? Yep. That's the difference. That's the difference when you have 1,000. Most people would think, oh, I would just have half the size. No, because you literally, there's a slight delay that you have between your clicking. Which again, if you're right on the trade, you'd rather have 16,000 than 4,000. But I'm saying the difference, there's a psychological difference, not just a numerical difference between 500 and 1,000 shares. I know. I'm just saying there's a huge difference. Okay. Going back to it, it's very important that you have the ability to accept my help, accept also the help of other people around you. Do you realize how hard it is for somebody around you to tell you that you might be tilting, you might be doing something, you might be going overboard? Do you realize how hard it is? You realize people only tell you that because they love you? So right now, what I want is this. I want you to agree with the following message or don't agree. Sometimes I have to save you from yourself. Sometimes I notice someone tilting, and it's hard to go through to them because they're in the moment of frustration and I don't want to give a F about anything. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm in an effed up mood. I got to make my shit back. I'm having an effing down day. I feel like effing crap. I'm depressed. It's a big down day. I feel like shit. I gave back money and you're unable to be helped. Type in 11 if you would like me to do anything that I feel is necessary to help you, whether you agree or disagree with it. Type in 11 if you want to accept that. And what I'm going to do is just type it once, 11. So if I notice you tilting, I'm going to do whatever I feel is necessary to help you. I don't give a shit what it is. I will spam call you. I will, I don't know, shit in a brown paper bag, light it on your doorstep, ring your doorbell a few times, and just sit in the distance with a camera and watch what you do. Whatever it is. I'll mute you. I'll kick you. I don't know, maybe make a raunchy joke at you. Whatever it is to snap you out of that mentality. I could do that for you. Okay. I do that for you because I love you. And trading is a very emotional business. And I know that what we're doing is hard. And I know that whatever you do is you're going to lead to success. I know that this market has been very hard. And I need you to know that somebody like me and the people around you will go above and out of their way more than anybody that you might know in your entire life, maybe even more than your family. Maybe. Maybe. For a lot of you, yes. Maybe for some of you, almost, but no. But we will go above and beyond everyone to do everything we can to help you through any situation that you're going through. And I never want you to ever forget that. Um, oh shit. Um, I guess I'm doing a video, so I guess I have to pitch you guys, even though I just wanted to pitch you for free. Tonight's Newsbeat show has been brought to you by T3 Live and is sponsored in part, thankfully, to viewers like you. If you're interested in any of our services, links in the description. But more than anything, all importantly, I hope you guys understand that trading is not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be emotion free when you trade. That's a lie meant to try to dehumanize you. You are a human being, you have emotions, you are going to need help. The biggest firms in the world have hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of traders and people working together. What on earth makes you think that you're supposed to go at this alone? You never were supposed to. You were supposed to have the assistance every single step of the way. I love you guys immensely. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys next time on the news.